Hey y'all, my name is Amber Sherrill and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some things that you should consider before deciding to go back to school in your 30s. So the first thing I want to say is, how many responsibilities do you have? Are you a mother? Are you a father? Do you have a house? Do you have an apartment? Do you have a full-time job? Like, what does that look like for you? Because a lot of times for school takes up a lot of energy, and you are going to have to be able to focus because you need good grades. If you do not have good grades, then most of the time, if you're trying to get into a program like me, you will not be able to get into that program because your GPA is low and you cannot have a low GPA. I know they say C's and D's get degrees. Not all the time. And let's say you're going for your bachelor's or something. You know, if you want to get into a master's program, you at least have to have a 3.0, and that is B's with a few A's, included in there. So really figure out your financial situation and see if you really truly can do it. And if you cannot, I'm going to suggest you save money before you even decide to even take that plunge. The next thing that I'm going to say is, what you're going to school for really worth the money? Like, are you going to make the money that you're going to spend, are you going to make that money back once you graduate? Or are you just going to be sitting there with a pile of debt and you're figuring out like, oh, wow, I went to school and paid $80,000 for a degree that they're only going to pay me $16.25. And once I've been there for 10 years, they might give me $1.50 raise. That is not, no. And at 30, I feel like we are too old to be sitting up here playing with it. Like, we've already played in our 20s. It was like, okay, we're gonna, I don't have to go back to school. And you don't have to go back to school, by any means. But if you're in this position where you're questioning if you want to go back, now is not the time to be playing. You need to be dead serious on what you want to do. The third thing is, get organized and be prepared. When I started class, every time I take a class, like, there's always people in the class that are like, what do I need for class? I don't have a computer. What can I do? And most of the classes are hybrid. I don't have a computer. I don't have a car. What if I can't do this? What if I can't do that? You need to know how you're going to take care of all that before you even get there. Even on our school app, people are like, how can I get money to buy a computer? Like, it's like, come on now. Like, you're in school, you're an adult, like, you need a computer. You know what I mean? So that should have been, if you didn't have the money, I feel like you could have worked and saved money. Computers, laptops are like $200 at Walmart for a cheap one. Like, come on now. Get it together. Be prepared, okay? Internet, stable internet. Even if you have a hotspot on your phone, if you're in an area where the internet connection sucks, you either need to be able to get up and go to the school, or go somewhere to use some reliable internet to get your papers turned in, because a lot of papers are due online. You cannot always just rely on your phone, and sometimes the apps do not work on the phone for your homework stuff. So at my school, we use Blackboard, and that app is always tripping, especially when you are in crunch time and you have some stuff to turn in. You can bet your bottom dollar that app is not about to be working, and if you go online from the browser, it's probably not going to be working either. Money for books. So a lot of people say financial aid, I'm getting financial aid. Realistically, financial aid is really not enough to do anything. Now, at my school, you can use your voucher. They give us a voucher at our bookstore, but you have to use it through the Angelina College bookstore. Okay, I'm going to say it. So depending on how many classes you take, depends on how much money you're going to get. So let's say you scheduled it out. You're like, okay, my rent is, my household bills are $1,200 a month. Financial aid, you take 4 classes, financial aid is probably only going to give you $800 to $1,000, and that depends on the credit of the class, like how many credits you took for that class. So and then if you have to buy books and stuff, by the time you get your books, you're only going to be getting like, what, $400, $300, maybe. So that's not even enough to try to, sustain you or anything like that. Gas money, if you know that for me, I don't live in the same town as the school that I go to. It's like 20 minutes away. So I'm always having to put gas in my car, just going down the road, coming back and forth, going home or whatever. Get your classes. Have your own plan before you talk to an advisor at the school, because they have a generic plan that they send everybody through, but sometimes you need to take that route. Sometimes you don't need to take the route. Sometimes it'll hold you back. So just have your plan before you go, and just don't count what they say out, but see which one makes sense for you and your situation. If you know that you can only go to school right now and take 2 prerequisites, do that. Do not let them try to make you take, all these prerequisites all at one time. A lot of times they do that so that you can take more classes so that they can get more money from the government. No, if that doesn't work for you, it just doesn't work for you, Be prepared just in case. Let's say you take 4 classes. You take the 4 classes and you decide, ooh, I bit off more than I can chew. This class is too hard, and you drop it. If you drop that class and you did not have enough credits to cover for everything else, financial aid will charge you, and you will owe the school, period. Be prepared for that just in case. The 4th thing, I can't remember what number I'm on, so I think we're at 4. The 4th thing is, how do you study? So think back to the times when you were in school, in high school, which I know it was a little minute ago. But think back to that time and really hone in on how you study. Do you study by writing everything down, 10 times? Do you study by hearing it a lot of times, like hearing it over and over and over again? Do you study by hands-on? Do you study better by pictures? That's going to help you decide on what classes to take, whether you're in person or if you're going to be online. If you're going to take these classes online, you must know that they do not care about what you have going on. If they say that there's a homework assignment due on Tuesday at 5 o'clock, they don't care about your job. You need to have it done by 5 o'clock on Tuesday, okay? A lot of times those online classes, they are not, they don't have like a FaceTime option. So some of them have lectures pre-recorded, and we love to see it. I know I love to see it. But some teachers don't have that. Some teachers just have some PowerPoint sitting up there, and they have some videos from YouTube, and they're like, here you go, figure it out. If you know you cannot learn like that, you cannot focus, do not take an online class. But also know that if you take a full-time class, like an in-person class, that you have to be there, and you can't get dropped from those classes if you're not there all the time, and you do miss out on valuable information. I think that was it. Oh wait, stress management. Because let's talk about it, because I was stressed and I gained a whole lot of weight. My first semester of school, which was in the summer, I was so stressed out. Do you have a good support system? I had a wonderful support system. I would be stressed out. I had friends that would call me, and I'll be like, if they would say, hey, and I'd be like, they'd be like, oh my goodness, and they, would make me laugh. They would do little things just to like get me out of that slump when I had 50 piles of homework due and 2 hours to do it in, find you a workout regimen, find you some stress release tactics for real, because it's gonna get very stressful, but you can do this. You got this. I mean, once you plant your feet and you plant your mind, you set your mind to what it is that you want to do, you got this. You just gotta follow through. Alrighty, well, if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, because I'm gonna have more videos coming up. I am going to be applying to the nursing program, so a lot of my content is going to be veered towards that. But if you like this content, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe.